I'm going to apologise now for the next 10-15 minutes because what I'm going to say now is going to be very X-rated and it's going to be massively. I'm going to get some anger off my chest here because it's not the Burnley I know and love. Does my shouting offend you? What's going on, everybody? It's JB here with another. I'd like to be merry and say happy Christmas, and I hope you had a good Christmas. I was having a good Christmas until yesterday, 3 o'clock to be exact, and I watched Burnley lose 5-1 at home to Everton. 5-1. Before I lay into Burnley a lot of the time, I just want to say well done, Everton. Absolutely blew us out the water. You know, from the first whistle, they were up for it. They were at it. They got a reaction after they got crushed 6-2 the other day against Tottenham at their ground. You know, a really good Tottenham team. It has to be said. And they came back and whacked in 5. And you know, they played like a team. They played like a team. They played as if they wanted it far more than what we did. So I just want to say well done to Everton, and I think you've got a very good manager there in Marco Silva, and I think you'll finish just outside the top 6. And I hope you at least have a go at winning the cup this year, because I think Everton are good enough on their day to win a trophy. But I like Everton. They're a good football club, traditional ground, and I wish Everton very well for the rest of the season. You deserve to win yesterday, Everton fans. Well done. Now I've got to move on to this shower of mess, which is my football team. And that's putting it mildly. Because yesterday, I thought we'd seen new laws when we lost against teams like Newcastle and, you know, struggled against teams like Watford and things like that. I don't know what's going wrong this season. But the question I pose tonight is this: should Dash stay or should Dash go? Because I think ultimately what's gone wrong is going to go down to the manager. Now listen, I've been really proud to have Sean Dyche as our manager for 5 or 6 years, and I just want to put this into context before I start stating my case of why he needs to go, because I want to just put this into context what he's done before. So then you can't accuse me of being biased against him. Nobody can take what Sean Dyche has achieved at Burnley Football Club away from it, because what he's achieved and why he's got us in the last 4 or 5 years has been brilliant and really beyond our wildest dreams, and every Burnley fan in the land will probably thank him for that. And he will still go down as a club legend, probably an icon for what he's achieved, and he's probably the second best manager in Burnley's history behind a certain Harry Potts. So we've got to give him that respect. But this season, he's in a massive danger of ruining a legacy that he has spent 5 years building up. Then there's been a lot of problems this season. Okay, 7th. You know, okay, we had a good season last year. We finished 7th. But that 7th place last season paints over the cracks of the calendar year. Now, here are the cold, hard facts. 10 league wins all calendar year. That, you know, if that was over a season, that wouldn't be enough to keep us in the division. The quality and the standard now of the Premier League is going tenfold sky high. That's the problem. Okay, I'm trying to keep calm, but I probably will lose it towards the end of the video because I'm so mad. It's unbelievable, right? Now, we had an opportunity. Now, it's not just Dyche to blame. There's the board as well, and I've alluded to the board many, many times before. Mike Garlick is always, I've accused him many, many times of being a Scrooge, which he always has been. Let's be fair. We have won. We have been in the Premier League now. This is our 3rd year, is it? 3rd year as a Premier League side consecutively. We haven't done that since the mid-70s, I believe. Okay. Since Jimmy Anderson was manager, right? Now, the problem I've got with Dyche is he being too loyal to the players that he's got now? your Jeff Hendricks, your Ben Mees, and all that stuff. Because there's so much that we can take. There's the tactics I want to question in a minute. There's the substitutions I want to question. Certain players that he signed in January that haven't even had a go, i.e. Matteo Vidra. Again, I'll touch on that in a minute. And then there's the attitude of the players I want to touch on in about 5-10 minutes time. But I want to start with the manager. First of all, before we go into Dyche, I want to go on to the board. First of all, the board have been appalling this summer. £24 million spent on 3 players. Gibson, Vidra and Joe Hart. Not good enough. We let a few decent players go. Scott Arfield, who was a good standing player, did his job last season when we finished 7th. He played really well in some games when he had to come in and did really well. I wasn't his greatest fan, but what he did on the field, he did. He's not everyone's cup of tea, but he did his best. He always put a shift in. And that's got to be stated. But the board haven't backed the manager. Now, I'm with Chris Whiteman on this one. Was Joe Hart a panic buy? Was Ben Gibson a panic buy? Now, we can't really judge Gibson because he made his debut yesterday in the Premier League as part of three central defenders. He did score, to be fair, and in some cases he played okay. In fact, I heard that he put in a decent shift, unlike Mr. Tarkowski and Mr. Ben Mee, who I'm going to touch on in a minute. They missed a trick in the summer, but they've got a sporting director in now, or a director of football. I can't remember his name, but he's been at Manchester City and he bought people like Vincent Kompany and Sergio Aguero, and he's going to have to pull some bloody white rabbits out the hat in January if we're going to stay in this division, and we need him to come up with some really good transfer targets. Now I blame the board in some aspects. I blame Dyche in others for the transfer policy. I'll touch on Dyche's faults on that in a minute. The board have not given Dyche enough money to spend. Secondly, this stupid wage cap. Now I understand there's a lot of traditional Burnley fans out there that we've got to protect the football club, it's heart of the community and all that stuff. Yeah, I get that. I don't need educating on the history and the values of Burnley Football Club. I've been a supporter for nearly 20 years. A regular supporter turning up to games for nearly 20 years. I know what there is to know about Burnley Football Club. Okay. But we are earning more money than we've ever earned in the history of the football club. We have earned more money. We're getting now on £200 million now. We've had £400 million come into the coffers in the last sort of 2 or 3, 4 years. And where's the money gone? Okay, yeah, fair enough, we had to do the training ground up. I think the training ground is probably one of the best training facilities in the Premier League. It's a great training ground, fantastic facilities up at Gorthorpe. I understand that. We have to do the stadium work. We've got to comply to Premier League standards, but that doesn't cost the earth, right? £10 million is nothing these days, right? But where's the rest of it? Why are we not spending at least 40 to 50 to 60 million pounds to give ourselves the best chance possible of staying in the table, getting as high as we can in the table without being sucked into a fucking relegation battle? It's a joke from start to finish. So there's the board. So the board get half the blame, especially Mr. Garlick. Okay, there'll also be some fans saying, "Oh, we wouldn't have got there without him." Rubbish. Didn't give Dyche money the first time this year, did he? When he got us up in 2014. Some people have got fucking short memories, haven't they, Mr. Sheldrake? And then there's Dyche himself. Now there's okay. Now fair enough. Right, in his defence, he hasn't got a big budget, but you've got to shop clever with your budgets. Now Dyche has been given a set budget by Mr. Garlick, the chairman. Now I know for a fact that there's some untapped markets out there. You could go foreign. Premier League now is littered with foreign players. I know it affects the England team, and we want to be a little bit more British, and I get that. But you've got to cut. If you're given a budget, you've got to cut your cloth accordingly. Now there are plenty of decent players around. You've got to look at the lower end of the La Liga market, the lower end of the Dutch league, the French league. Scandinavia. You look at places like that. You can get some absolute bargains that will turn into good top players. I remember Newcastle going and buying somebody I never heard of called Demba Ba, and he hit 20 goals in one season for them, and they sold him for about 25 million quid. Why are we doing it? Going abroad. The problem with Dyche is he's too loyal to people that have got him up. He's too loyal to people like Vaux. He's too loyal to people like Ben Mee. And he doesn't give other players a chance. And his lack of knowledge in the transfer window when he's signing average championship players like Jeff Henrik, it's a disgrace. It's a total bloody disgrace. Ben Gibson, obviously I can't judge him, but these are not the sort of signings that we were expecting this season. We were in Europe for heaven's sake. We finished 7th. We were an attractive proposition for anybody. Potential player. We messed around with Jay Rodriguez. There are probably better strikers out there in Holland and places like that we could have gone to. But Dyche insisted on going for Jay Rodriguez and ended up getting his fingers burnt by West Brom, who were not prepared to sell, and quite rightly so. They're not going to pay. Burnley. The problem with Burnley is they'll expect to pay peanuts for the best talent, and they just will not spend. They'll not go over and earth to get the players they feel that it's necessary. We bought Matija Vidra, top scorer in the Championship, proving on his day he can score goals. He scored goals in Europe for Burnley against Olympiacos. He did more in 15 minutes of the second leg against Olympiacos than half the Burnley did in 2 legs against Olympiacos. And he hasn't used him. Hasn't given Vidra a chance. Dwight McNeil, again, he impressed against Olympiacos. A top European side. He impressed to a certain extent against Manchester United. Did really well. Where's he been the last few weeks? I know he got a start yesterday. I know he got on yesterday, but where has he been? It's called loyalty. It's just a joke. And then there's the tactics. Yesterday, against Everton, with all due respect, they're not a top 6 side, but they are a decent team. He went 5 at the frigging back. 5 at the back. Right? I can understand it away at Arsenal. I can understand it away from Tottenham. They're away from home. We're not expected to pull up any daisies at those places. We should have got something from Arsenal, but for 3 or 4 questionable refereeing decisions, which I understand. But yesterday was just simply no excuse. It was almost as if we'd given Everton the points before we kicked off with that formation. 5 at the back, no wing play. You got Jeff Henrik in midfield, who's just going back and forth, and doing absolutely naff all. Jack Cork has been well off the pace this season. Where the hell is Stephen Defoe? Apparently he's supposed to be injured. But is he? Again, I'd like to ask serious questions of where Stephen Defoe's whereabouts at the moment. Is his head in the clouds? Is he not focused on Burnley Football Club, the team that he's supposed to be playing for? Has Dyche given him an extended break? I don't know. But something's not right there. And then he's trying to persevere with people like Chris Wood and Sam fucking Vaux. 2 donkey strikers who are clearly not good enough for the top level. Ashley Barnes an exception because he does rough it up a bit and he does get him swing forward and he does score goals when he's given the chance. I don't think Barnes has had enough chances this season, to be fair. And he's the sort of player that Burnley need right now. Somebody with a bit of heart and desire and a bit of guile and a bit of cunning. He's shown more leadership than Ben Mee put together. I think Barnes should be made captain just because of his passion and his will to win. I don't see that from Chris Wood. I don't fucking see it, especially from Sandbox. And as for our captain, oh Ben Mee, don't you dare get me started on him because I'm going to lay into him now. He was a disgrace against Newcastle. He was an even bloody bigger disgrace yesterday. The man was shocking. At fault on the first goal. Left Lima completely unmarked. Second goal. The wall just jumped up in slow motion. Nothing wrong with Dingen's free kick. Brilliant free kick. Take nothing away from the lad. Our wall was a pathetic disgrace. Third goal. Again, Ben Mee. Absolutely fucking liability. Why would you want to stick your hand in the air and fucking give a stupid penalty away? Mindless. Absolutely mindless from Ben Mee. Fourth goal. Good goal from Digne, but wasn't closed down. Fifth one, Ben Mee at fault again. Let Richarlison through. Oh, there you go, Richarlison. You help yourself to a goal, mate. Thank you very much. Good night. No wonder Ben Mee's a frigging liability. This is what I think should happen. First of all, he should be dropped and he should be stripped off the captaincy because he's not a leader and he's not good enough. Just not good enough. Poor old Joe Hart doesn't know where he's coming or going. He's conceded 40 odd goals. Most of them have not been his fault. I mean, I've seen a lot of Burnley fans get on his back a lot. But he has made one or two errors, to be fair. Now, they're all calling for Tom Heaton to come back in. Personally, I would wait until Nick Pope's fit. To me, Pope is still the number one. Okay, I think once he's back and fit, and that's when he's match fit, not fucking Dyche fit. Once he's match fit, Dyche should actually put him in goal. I would actually play Nick Pope right now. I really would. And that's no disrespect to Joe Hart. He's tried his best out, to be fair. But I'm afraid when you're playing in front of an liability of a defender like Ben Mee, there's always going to be goals against him. And maybe what Ben Mee needs is somebody like Nick Pope to actually just fucking get him into fucking gear, because quite honestly, Ben Mee has been the weakest link out of everybody that's played in Clapton, but he's been a disgrace to the shirt. He's supposed to be our fucking captain. I know Tom Heaton's the club captain before people start climbing on my back saying, oh, you got that wrong. But when he's on the field, he's the captain, Ben Mee. When he's on the field, he's been captaining the team. I think Dyche should strip him of the captaincy on the field. Give it to someone like Ashley Barnes who actually shows and gives a fucking damn. Ben Mee just doesn't want to give a fucking damn. He should get out of the fucking club. He's a fucking bad performer. He's one of the best played players. And he's the worst performer. Get out, Ben Mee. You're not good enough. And that's for you, Sean Dyche. Nobody can take away what you've achieved at the football club. But it's become too predictable now. Your tactics is crap. Your substitutions, your timing of the substitutions, they're both crap. You're using the same old excuses in every interview. It's all about fine margins and all this BS. Is it time for you to go? Are you going to do the honourable thing and resign? Or are you going to actually come up with a better idea, tactically, fresh ideas tactically, and actually spend some fucking money, get some decent talent in, and actually fucking show that you care? And all the players, you got booed off the park for one reason. You were all pathetic, a disgrace to the Clarendon Blue of Burnley. Now we've got a big game on Sunday against West Ham. I expect a frigging reaction. I expect a bloody reaction. West Ham have just won tonight against Southampton, who were actually going good guns under their new manager. I expect us to play a lot better. I expect us to rough West Ham up a bit. And we've got to absolutely go for the cup throw. None of this back five crap now. Go back to the 4-4-2. Get some players in who can actually be bothered to play for the club, like your McNeils, like your Vidras and that. Drop people like Ben Mee. I'd personally put Kevin Long. Kevin Long shows more fucking passion than Ben Mee. Yeah? Kevin Long, I think, should get another chance on Sunday. And let's have a fucking go. I don't mind as much if we lose, if we have a go. And we try. And we work hard. And we create chances. This season it's been pathetic. We have now half a season to save our skins. Otherwise we can prepare for years and years of championship mediocrity. And the Premier League gravy train will fucking well stop then, won't it? Time for these Burnley players to wake up, smell the coffee, get back to reality, get back to basics, and let's start fucking bothering. Because I tell you what, if they don't, then they should all ship out the club, and in fact actually give refunds to the people that have bought season tickets and tickets over the last 12 to 18 months, because the last 12 months it has been crap. 4 points from 11 games, relegation form. It needs to improve now. So you've either got two choices. You can either stay and get us out of this mess, Sean Dyche, or you do the honourable thing and piss off. The choice is yours, mate. The choice is yours. But this whole load of excuses, heads need to roll right now. I don't see heads rolling. No wonder we were booed off the park last night. Is it any wonder? What do you think, guys? I'm getting to the stage now where I'm getting to the end of my tether with this situation. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And if you want to, please press the bell. Please press the bell for notifications. So whenever I do a video or a live stream or whatever, you'll be the first to get that. So please enjoy the video. Thank you very much for watching. I didn't want to make this at Christmas because it's supposed to be a joyous, happy time, but there's a lot wrong at the moment with my football club, and I just needed to get some frustration and anger off my chest. I hope you understand that. Have a wonderful, enjoy your rest of your Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year if I don't see you before, and God bless you. But for now, I'll see you later. Bye bye.